Nigeria's military is set to turn the Sambisa forest, a former bastion of militant Islamist group Boko Haram, into a training center for its troops. The new base will also be used as grounds for testing acquired equipment before putting them into operation. The move is to prevent the militants from rebuilding a presence in the area. Last Friday, Nigeria's military overran the militants' last camp in the forest. Sambisa had become the main base after they lost control of urban strongholds in northeastern Borno State in 2015. Let's get more now from CCTV's Deji Badmas in Lagos. First off, Deji, we had a suicide bomb attack on Monday in Maiduguri, and that happened just days after President Muhammadu Buhari announced Boko Haram's key camp in the Sambisa forest had fallen. Are Nigerians convinced the country will be totally rid of the militants?
Well, it's difficult to say Nigerians are convinced that the country will be totally rid of Boko Haram militants now. But fact is that Nigerians are really pleased that the military had made a very significant gain and that Boko Haram is actually on its death throes, if you like, and that the military has taken over the stronghold of Boko Haram, and that is the Sambisa forest. You know, in terms of the suicide bombings, it just might take a while before we see an end to that, because first is nobody knows where these suicide bombers are coming from. Every indication is that these suicide bombers are maybe coming from the people, and that the people who are actually sending these girls out to blow themselves up may actually be living with the people, and so enough intelligence gathering will have to unravel that. So it's not as if these people may be coming from, I'm talking about the suicide bombers now, may be coming from the Sambisa forest of what have you. No question at all, the military would have to do a lot of intelligence gathering to solve that problem. But we also cannot deny the fact that the incidence of suicide bombing is going down gradually. And, but generally speaking, people are pretty confident that, the Boko Haram insurgency, that the military has actually won this battle. But it's not as if you would not have, you know, occasional cases now of suicide bombings, but that eventually everything will completely die off. Kanina?
So now the military plans to use Sambisa forest as a training center for its troops. How significant is such a move in locking out the Boko Haram from infiltrating that region again?
Well, it's very significant because we all know that Boko Haram, right from time, had used Sambisa forest as its launching ground and a stronghold. There was a time in this country where even the military was scared to approach Sambisa forest. It was a fortress, so to speak, for Boko Haram. And, you know, we're talking about a very vast forest, the kind you don't have, commonly have now in the northern part of the country. What the military intends to do, of course, is to use the forest to prevent Boko Haram from regrouping there and using that place as a launching ground or launching pad now. Fact is that Sambisa forest itself used to have a military facility, and that's what we're learning, and that this facility was abandoned a long time ago, and that as a matter of fact, it was actually this facility that Boko Haram converted to its Camp Zero that the military captured a few days ago. So quite significant that Boko Haram will not have access to that forest anymore. And as we understand, they've actually been driven to the fringes now of the border now between Nigeria, Cameroon, Chad, and Niger. No question at all that if Boko Haram does not have access to this forest, it will be very difficult for it to operate. So people say it's a good idea that the military intends to use the forest now as its training ground, and that it will not allow the forest lie fallow like it did in the past, where not just Boko Haram, but other criminal elements would come and use it now as a staging ground now to attack innocent civilians.
All right, Deji Badmas joining us live from Lagos. Thank you.